In the heart of Umuokwe, when the river speaks, even the oldest of men listen. But this time it had chosen a young girl, Nneka, who had seen the moon's light but carried the weight of a village blinded by doubt. As the days passed, the village stood on the brink of something greater, something darker. An elder's wisdom says, "The bird that sings in the morning has seen the night." Nneka walks towards the river where Elden Woke waits. The sun is just rising, casting a golden hue over the water. Elden Woke's face is lined with concern as he watches the water flow slowly. "Nneka," softly said. "Elden Woke, I feel the river calling again, but this time it is more urgent." Elden Woke gravely responded. "The river does not call without reason, Nneka. It is said that when the frog in the water starts croaking midday, something stirs beneath." Nneka was no longer just a child in their eyes. Her gift, a curse to some, had become a burden she could not escape. In the village square, the elders gather under the shade of a large Iroko tree. Elder Okeke, Chidi and Nwoke are seated on low stools, discussing the growing unease in the village. Elder Okeke said to them, "There have been whispers, brothers. The people are restless. They say Nneka brings trouble." Elder Chidi, frowning, "Trouble or not, the river has spoken to her. We must take heed, or..." "The yam that spoils in the barn did not start spoiling on the day it was brought in," Elden woke, sighing. "But what can a child see that we, the elders, cannot?" The elders were divided. Some believed Nneka, others doubted. The village teetered on the edge of indecision as dark clouds began to gather on the horizon. Nneka stands alone at the river's edge, her face reflecting in the darkening water. The wind picks up, leaves swirling around her. She kneels by the water and whispers. Nneka, whispering to the river, "What must I do? How do I protect them when they will not listen?" A loud rumble of thunder echoes across the sky as the wind howls through the trees. The river's surface begins to ripple violently. The river's voice was no longer a whisper. It was a roar, warning of what was to come. When the wind blows, it exposes the fowl's rump. That night, Nneka lies in her small hut, tossing and turning. The camera zooms into her face, revealing sweat trickling down her forehead. She dreams of the moon, but this time, it is not alone. Dark clouds surround it, and shadows stretch across the land. "Moon," deep, echoing voice. "Nneka, they do not believe. But you must. The darkness is closer than you think." Nneka, frightened. "What must I do? How do I fight the shadows?" Moon, "The answer lies within the river's gift. You will see when the time is right." Nneka suddenly wakes up, gasping for breath. The room is dark, and the sound of the river's rushing waters fills the air. The next morning, Nneka approaches her parents, Obioma and Uzo, in their small courtyard. Obioma sharpens his farming tools while Uzo prepares food by the fire. Nneka, determined, "Papa, Mama, I must go. The river, the moon, they have shown me what must be done." Obioma, pausing, looking at her. "Nneka, my daughter, you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, but a child who has washed his hands clean can eat with the elders." Uzo, concerned, "Be careful, my child. The river's gift is powerful, but power is not always safe." Nneka sets off toward the river, her face full of determination. The trees sway ominously as she walks through the dense forest. In the distance, a dark figure watches her from the shadows, unseen. As Nneka approached the river, she knew this was only the beginning. The weight of her destiny pressed down on her small frame, but her spirit was unshaken. No matter how long the night, the day will surely break. Nneka arrives at the riverbank as the storm begins to rage. The wind howls and the trees bend as if bowing to the power of the river. The water glows faintly, and out of the depths, a shimmering object slowly emerges. It is a small, glowing stone. The river had kept its promise, but this gift, the stone glowing in Nneka's trembling hand, carried more power than she knew. What awaited her and the village could no longer be ignored. The river has revealed its gift, but what price will Nneka have to pay, and will it be enough to save her village from the darkness creeping ever closer? Join us in the next episode as Nneka confronts the shadows. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.